In this video, I'm going to show you how to build an AI phone call agent with no code and some simple tools in just a few minutes. People have taken these builds and have made tens of thousands of dollars to set it up for other clients. These phone call agents can answer customer questions, schedule appointments, even send them payment links during the call. Making this took me and my team months of time to develop, but I'm here to save you some time so you can do this as fast as possible. So if you're a business owner, good at marketing, or just scrappy and resourceful, you'll love what's coming up. In this video, I'll be showing you what is an AI phone call agent and what you can do with it, how to sell this AI phone call agents with your own branding, how to customize this for different businesses or industries and use cases, and a secret guide that I'll reveal to you later in the video. So if you want to start using or selling these AI phone call agents like this, here's what you should know. But why listen to me, right? Well, I'm Samin. I'm a CS grad from NYU, and I've been working as a professional software engineer for over 6 years. Recently, I just left Amazon to start my AI software company that helps with exactly just this. So here's the thing. Until now, building this kind of tech would require a lot of different people. Programmers who would build it out, designers who would create the design, project manager who would oversee the communications and all this stuff. This could take weeks or months, sometimes even years to develop. But right now, with these tools and AI, we can do this in a matter of minutes. But first, what is an AI phone call agent anyway? And what can we do with it? Okay, so an AI phone call agent will basically handle all the phone calls for a business given a specific use case. And that's exactly what I'm about to show you. We'll go over how to get this AI call to call out to potential leads that may have signed up to a form. I'm going to show you how we can set up an AI receptionist to book people straight into your calendar in 3 easy steps. And then I'll show you how you can send a text message, email, or just, follow up with the customers, which is normally the hardest part. Okay, so first, let's make the AI receptionist. So let's imagine you're at a dentist office and you need to take calls 24/7 for people to make appointments and do checkups. So how do we do this? You're at a dentist office and you need to take calls 24/7 to book appointments for people getting their checkups. And we need to connect this to your calendar. So let's make something that deals with that, an AI receptionist. All you got to do first, we go into this portal. Okay, here we just log in. So now that we've logged in, this is what we kind of see. And from this, what we're going to do is we have to create an agent. So you see there's some sample agents made already, and these are outbound. But we need one for inbound because we want an AI receptionist, right? Okay, so all we got to do is go to train a new agent. I don't know. Let's call it receptionist. And let's pick the V2 just because that's better. Now, there's a lot of advanced customizations we can do through the API, but here we can make it very simple. So let's say we make it inbound, and then we can send the transcripts to anywhere we want through a webhook that would receive it. And we just enter a phone number from Twilio and it'll take it from there. So right now, what we want to do is make an agent, right? So I've already written a quick little prompt so you guys can see how we enter it. And there's no exact specifics, but first, let's say we're just giving it the tasks that it's a receptionist at AI Answers Dental, and it's gonna schedule the appointment and the steps it has to follow, right? And just a little bit of conversational style. This, you can just add whatever. It's a matter of trial and error, okay? Knowledge base, we can add to it whatnot. Success metrics is for analytics. So let's say we want to say if someone has got an appointment, then we just put it here. And for there, let's say we can use a cal.com or a Go High Level calendar. I'll show you guys the Go High Level stuff soon, but what it is, so the Go High Level stuff, what we can do is we can literally have our full console embedded in Go High Level. So it will book straight into your Go High Level calendar. Okay, so I'm gonna put some stuff in. This one I'm gonna hide. So anyways, now that we have that all done, we can just save it. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna put it in simple high. So what tools is, this is like basically what we can do is we can trigger stuff like Zapier automations, and we can do stuff like sending payment links through this thing, right? All it is you gotta do when to trigger, like when appointment is made. We don't technically need this for this example right now, but I'm just showing you what it is. Okay, and then you just put in a webhook. So how we would get something like that is I'll show you this Zapier, and essentially you just do catch. For example, you can do it from anywhere, but catch webhook and Zapier. You just copy this and then you put it there. Okay, and then from here you could see an automation. We don't need this, but what this does is catch the transcript. It makes a call. It triggers any action you want, and then you can just update a CRM very, very easily. Okay. So going back to it. Okay, right now we don't need this, so I'm gonna put it out, but I'll show you guys a quick demo of it working. Oh, I forgot to enter the inbound number. 3177. Okay, and then we just hit save. And now let me call it.
Are you free next Tuesday between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m.?
Can we do something like Wednesday maybe?
I'm sorry, but our available slots are on Tuesdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Would that work for you?
Can we do 12 at Tuesday then?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you please confirm if you are available next Tuesday between 8
Oh, I
a.m.
said,
and 5
yeah,
p.m.?
12 p.m. on Tuesday.
Perfect. Schedule your appointment for next Tuesday at 12 p.m.
Okay, so from what we could do, right? We already have this in our calendar meeting. I'll show you guys this right now. We're gonna insert a pop-up here of the calendar appointment. And then you can also see that I have gotten email confirmation. Now we have our AI receptionist. How do we get the agent to make outbound phone calls and do stuff like follow-ups on autopilot? Here, I wanted to kind of show you guys the go high level part. And let's take this for example, all right? This is just go high level. And what we can do is, let's say here, we can white label the voice agents that we just saw, right? We'll see we already have our inbound agent that we can manage from here, right? So because we have, like, let's say our API keys and everything, we can use this to essentially run a lot of automations. So there's a couple different automations I want to show you guys. For example, let's say you want to do a follow-up and you want to do it based on tag or the pipeline. What we can do is whenever you put a tag on some contact, it'll call the contact, get the transcript, do some analysis, and then update the contact field. I'll show you guys a quick example. So here, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of contacts you can make. This is just an example. And here, basically we have an AI answers tab where all of this stuff gets populated. We can connect our calling platform so that it literally does automations, and then it can move the contact from the pipelines so you know what to do when. And we can trigger automations from, let's say it needs to be followed up. We can make them be called, SMS'd, or emailed. Like for example, there's a couple other options here. We're not using this right now. I'll show you this later. But the thing is, we help you do all of this, so don't worry about it. And we also have a very extensive API that does a lot of things. What people are doing now, okay, so essentially what people are doing now, right, is they're white labeling this console and charging people at different amounts based on what they want to use. So if they want an inbound assistant, that'll, for example, take in inbound calls, automatically create contacts. So we have workflows and automation set for those. It will take in inbound calls, make a contact, make an appointment, and then schedule it right to the calendar from here. We can just create a new calendar, put in the API keys and the stuff we've showed, and we're good from there. So the go high level kind of helps people resell it and white label it very easily. And people also, your customers, we can select whatever they can see. So let's say they log in, they should be all, maybe you don't want to give them the ability to make an agent. They would just be able to see the recordings, their analytics, etc. Whatever you want to make it easy for someone. So let's say you have something like this and you want to invite a user, all right? Then we can do an invite. We can send them easily through there, okay? So let's say you own this account, you can have other white labels. So let's go to my Gmail and I can see in that website, we get a username and password, okay? So what happens there, right? So app to here and then sign in, and I'm going to save it right now, but it'll prompt you for a new password, which you should do. And you'll see we are going to have a limited amount of things to see, okay? Like agent, you can do an automation in here. What we can do is basically we can adjust the permissions. So let's say we can give our white label guy all the permissions we want, okay? Everything, you can say everything. Everything is like viewable. We have a bunch of stuff, okay? And then now if we go to my white label, oh yeah, I got to, now let's say software, right? You can make them log in. Now you see, now they have everything, all right? They can train new agents. Basically, we can adjust all their permissions as well. So that's how we kind of white label our software, and you can, through Go High Level, you can charge them whatever you want because this already exists in your Go High Level. It's very easy to maneuver around. You can also attach it to your calendar, exact same way, everything is in the same place. So like one of the calls we made is just a hello. Yeah. So every call you make is going to be here, and you should be able to export it later. And then by hitting export, that's just one little thing. There's a bunch of things we can do here. So one more use case is this. Let's say a customer sees an ad and signs up on a form. They come into a website and they put their name and stuff into a form. We want to convert this kind of customers, right? So what do we do to get the sale? Well, we need to reach out to them since they've given us permission and showed interest in the product, right? So we can either call them, text them, or email them about the service, and maybe even give them a discount if they're so inclined. This is so we can convert the sale and be fast and efficient with it. It's been said that if you don't make the sale in the first 20 minutes, then it's an 80% chance you're going to lose it. So this is the essence of what we're kind of building. We're trying to install systems for businesses. So once something comes up, someone signs up, we can mold that agent to their specific use case and then have the knowledge of their exact business that can fill their CRM, set appointments, and then also do follow-ups. So what does this mean, right? This means that the businesses don't need to hire a bunch of people, train them to do this kind of stuff, to do the same kind of menial tasks. This means the system will make a lot of money because it gets sales and converts more clients on its own. There's no churn, it just works. All you need to do is just set it up once and let it rip. And overall, the clients that use this gets a lot more freedom because they're saving a lot of time and hassle of managing these people or even training them to do this stuff. The crazy thing is the tech is getting better day by day, and it's crazy if you're in the scene, the advancements that are happening internally. But for this to be effective, it needs to mold to a specific use case, right? So how do we do that? Okay, so this is our portal that we try to set up for the client that want to use these kind of systems. What they'll see is they come in and then they'll see all their analytics and what their agent has succeeded on, failed on, and you can be very specific on what you want to see. So step one, creating an agent. The agent will basically know everything about your business and its objectives. It'll handle calls on your behalf, whether it's inbound or outbound. And making the agent is pretty simple. All you need to do is just enter the call script and it'll know everything because you can just dump everything on a text file and train it from there. So right now I'm showing you the most simple use case, but if there are more complex use cases, then just let me know, leave a comment, and I'm sure we can work something out. It's always fun for me to discover these new use cases so I can wrap my brain around how to solve these problems. But since we can make the calling agent this easily, how do we customize this for different businesses or industries that have similar use cases, right? Well, keep following because I'll show you exactly the best proven ways on which scripts work the best and how to write them. Now I'm going to go over some prompting guides and some prompt templates you should use to make your agents. And this is one of them, okay? So there's a short one and a long one. I'll go through the short one first, and it's pretty good. So let's say you want to make an example. Always, what you want to do is you want to give it the task, okay? Basically, give it a little bit of personality, its goals, and what it should be doing, all right? And then the next steps is you can just give a little, you can take these, and then you can just write out the steps on what it's supposed to do, all right? And it'll follow it pretty well. Then what you can do is add a conversational style. So if you want it to be formal, but this is pretty important, adding stuff like this is helpful for the responses being generated, okay? This is the second style we're gonna go over, right? This is a really good template where you want to be very, very specific with what it's supposed to say, and where this is gonna be a much longer prompt, and this is the first thing. The first thing is we're gonna outline objectives and use this as a template. So you make a template, and then you can keep in most of the stuff, and you just need to put in what the objectives of your customer wants, like things like don't say the client's name, and then very important rules, some policies. These are literally just a bunch of rules that you can put in. Okay, all of this stuff you can leave as is, but here is where the most important part is right here. Because we want it to follow a script very closely. I mean, it can deviate here and there, but we want to always do something like in these kind of races, like in this format, we enter the information and then we do wait for prospect to respond, and then we can keep going like this. So the AI kind of knows how to respond and then what kind of languaging it should use. All right, you should have exact the tonality you want to use in these texts, and some little things is if you want like an FAQ or like objection handling that it should use during the script if someone happens to ask, you want to just dump a bunch of those information in there. So prompting is pretty simple. It takes a lot of trial and error, but if you follow these two prompts, normally it'll be good. So customize this for different business use cases. All you have to do is make it learn the exact information and give it the objectives. So for example, let's take a real estate investor as a good example, right? So if I were a real estate investor, what would I want to do? Well, I would want to call a bunch of other realtors and see if they have any properties that they're going to potentially put on the market. So after we call up these realtors, we'll ideally get a bunch of these properties that are off market that they might sell, and then we can go out, inspect them, and maybe even snag a sweet off-market deal. So let's make a script based on that and some knowledge for this company. So here's the campaigns and the script. So now that we have instructed the agent on what it needs to do, what we need to do now is just test it by calling it over and over and seeing what needs to be fine-tuned. All we have to do is just change up the prompt a bit, and then we'll have the perfect agent. Okay, so after the agent is done, what do we need to do? Well, we need to get a bunch of people to call, right? There's two ways we can do this. We can either do this manually by just tagging them in this Go High Level platform where you import all your leads, or you can just do it from the console, and then you'll literally see their information or you can just import it from a CRM or CSV. You can just call everyone throughout the campaign. So here's some Zapier automations that can do exactly just that. Basically, it'll take contacts from the CRM, call them, and then with the results, they'll update the CRM. From that, we can set some analytics. And if we need it for another business, then we can just go ahead and create a new agent, and we're good to go from there. So you got a quick tour of the portal and what we're building and how it's going to be useful for a business, right? So now let's get to the juicy part. How can you sell this phone call agent with your own branding? Well, what we're letting some people do is to white label this service, where they focus on the marketing and we focus on the delivery. So this is one instance of a white labeled caller in Go High Level, where this is integrated into Go High Level and it can be used alongside the features that they're already supplying for their clients. What you're seeing right here is that people can tag contact and they'll be called, their transcripts will be analyzed, and everything will be put in the right place in the pipeline. So the white labeling process is pretty straightforward. So once you receive a reseller's license, we provide you with a version of our AI portal that can be customized with your own branding. Then you sell the service to your clients and charge them as you see fit and provide them with the necessary support. So the main advantage of this approach is that it allows you to leverage our technical expertise without needing to develop the technology yourself. You can focus on the core competencies like marketing and client relationships while still offering cutting-edge AI phone call agents to your clients. Overall, by white labeling this AI portal, you can expand your service offerings, increase your brand visibility, and potentially boost revenue without even having to invest in developing technology yourself. So if you have a specific customer use case in mind, or you just want to make a lot of calls, I'll personally help you set it up and walk you through this. So making sure this works in the best way possible. There's still a lot of new tricks that you need to know on how to make this caller sound more natural and how to best use these custom tools. So if you want something personalized for yourself, just click the link below. Now that we've covered why people are investing so much in the setup, let's dive into the potential returns on investment. We're going to be breaking down how this AI phone call agent can not only pay for itself, but also become a significant income generator. So now we're getting into how you can market this and sell this. All you need is a reseller's license. Once you have that, you can get a portal like this completely with your own branding and logo. From there, you can charge on the minutes or charge your clients whatever you want to set it up for them. So maybe you're asking yourself, why would people pay to get the setup, right? Like, why would they just not do it themselves? Well, there is a bit of technical knowledge you need to know, which I'm trying to teach as much as possible through my Discord down here. But look at it this way. If you're a CEO, your time is worth a lot, right? But for you, if you just learn it once and you reach out to a lot of companies and try to help them implement it for them, it's saving them a lot of time and effort into getting someone to learn all these systems for themselves. And it's white labels, so it's under your brand. So let's be conservative and say you charge someone a one-time setup fee of, I don't know, like $3,000 for their exact use case, where you'll set up their automations with Zapier, set up their CRM and their calendar for them, and then just for usage you charge them like $100 and maybe a month or an usage. But that means you just need 2 to 3 clients every month. You can easily make over $10,000. So why do businesses spend so much money on setting this up? People often wonder why businesses pay this much to set up AI phone calling agents for them instead of doing it for themselves. And here are the simple reasons. Setting this up needs some technical know-how. I try to teach this as much as I can on my Discord, but not everyone can learn it quickly or have the resources to do so. Time is money. Think about your boss or someone who works at the company trying to learn this. If they make $300 an hour and spent a week learning this, that's a lot of money spent on learning instead of doing actual important CEO business. So once it's all set up, they're pretty much set and forget. They can do the tasks automatically, saving time and avoiding the need to hire a lot of people just for these jobs. Here's the thing, you learn it once and you can sell it to several of the similar type of companies under your own brand multiple times. But the thing is, if you're planning on selling this or just learning about AI in general, there's a lot of things you need to know. But if I didn't know these 4 steps that I talk about in this video, I could have never started a profitable business and started selling. So click this video to learn about my 4-step blueprint that I use to start a business, market it, and run this company.